Advertise smarter with Targetable.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. Quick and easy ways to acquire new customers for your virtual brand. Okay, I want to give a quick shout out to my team at Branded Strategic for helping to always promote the webinars, especially this one. Also, my friends at Driscoll Food, which might be how you found out about this to begin with. Now, we're going to be on here about 30 or 35 minutes, and before the webinar ends, I promise you will learn proven tactics that will drive awareness and orders to your virtual brand. Okay, now it's super important. Okay, super important that you stay until the end. Okay, for two reasons. Okay, well, three actually. I don't want you to miss any of the good content here. Okay, but we're gonna have a full Q&A, and I'm gonna go fast, and there's lots of information. You're gonna have questions, so I want you to open up the Q&A, not the chat, and put any of your questions in the Q&A, and I will go through as many of them as I can at the end. So if you have Q&A, go to Q&A, stay till the end, and we will go through Q&A, okay? Now, the other thing is if you stay to the end, as always, we have a special gift for you. It's free, and it's going to help you with your business. So stay until the end. That's the theme here. Okay, I got one goal today, just one. My goal here today is to show you some proven tactics that will drive awareness and orders for your virtual brand or ghost kitchen. Okay, no more guesswork, no more wondering what to do, no more waiting for word of mouth to kick in or like for third-party apps to drip feed you new guests, right? That you then have to convert. You're gonna learn proven tactics that will drive awareness and orders to your virtual brand. Does that sound good to you? This is where you pop into the chat and you go, yes, sounds good, sounds great. So again, we want to get active in the chat here. Thank you. Daryl says yes. And Andrew says yes. Jared saying yes. Cool. Awesome. All right. Chat's working. Keep that open. Thank you, Alan. Hi. My name's Rev Ciancio. If you don't know who I am, I used to own a bar in New York City, so I know exactly how hard it is to do all this stuff. I know how hard it is to market a brand and location-based business. I've been there, okay? Now I'm a hospitality marketing consultant, and I help restaurants raise awareness, acquire, and retain customers through digital marketing, social media, and the use of incredible software, okay? So with that, I also like to take really silly photos of me with food. So if you haven't seen that, get used to this, okay? I have more than 20 years experience in branding, digital marketing, and hospitality, and I've worked with literally hundreds of restaurants to help them attract and retain customers. Now, a lot of people do know me as a restaurant and hospitality marketing influencer, and that's because I run a couple of Instagram accounts with about 650,000 followers total. Thank you, thank you, Brad. Thank you, David. Yes. Okay, today we are here to talk about how to optimize your efforts, right? So that you are driving more orders into your virtual brand. We're going to show you exact tactics that I can't believe how many people are in here, guys. I'm so excited. Okay. Also, one more thing about me, I co-host a podcast with inspirational leader and mindset coach John Shaw. He is actually my coach. It's called Restaurant Executive Mastery, and it's a podcast where you get to hear how top executives, founders, and leaders bring transformational changes to their business. So we're talking to CEOs, COOs, founders of multi-unit brands about how they bring big changes. So this is a great podcast for you to listen and get inspired by. Okay, and the show was created to keep, to teach entrepreneurs how to master your mindset from the top to the bottom. We give you lots of strategies and tactics. You can go to rev.give/podcast to check it out. I give you permission to pop out of the webinar for 30 seconds if you just want to go subscribe. Again, podcast is called Restaurant Executive Mastery. And again, it's rev.give/podcast. So let's do this. You guys ready? Who's ready? That's where you jump into the chat and say, I'm ready, okay? Let's go. All right. David's ready. Brad is ready. Thank you, Brad. Good to see you in here, buddy. Amy's ready. Cool. All right. Does anybody that's on here, that's you, have any idea what these brands have in common? Could you guess? If you looked at all these brands on the page, what do you think they have in common? Okay. Now, I am not talking about, that they have a lot of units or that they have big marketing budgets. They do have those things in common. But you are right, Amy. Every single one of these brands has either a ghost kitchen or a virtual brand. Okay, that is right. Every single one of these brands has another brand they own that does not have a brick and mortar location, or you can order their food in a town where they don't have a storefront. Okay, every single one. Let's do that real quick. Boink, boink. Okay, that was fun. That took me a lot of time to put together. I'm very proud of it. All right. Now, you might be asking, Rev, what is a virtual kitchen? What's a dark kitchen? What's a virtual brand? What's a ghost kitchen? What do all these names mean? Then yes, I did find that fun image online. And my 4.5-year-old son yesterday walked in here while I was working on this presentation and said, look, Dad, a ghost. Let's be ghost hunter. So I got delayed there for a minute. Anyway, a virtual kitchen or a virtual brand is when an already existing brick and mortar restaurant creates a new brand with a different menu and makes it available for delivery only. Okay. A ghost kitchen is actually a facility with a kitchen or multiple kitchens where you can rent out a stall and start making food for delivery only. So, did we get the difference? Right? Virtual brand is something you run out of your current brick and mortar locations. Ghost kitchen happens out of a facility where you're renting a stall. Does that make sense? Okay, they're also known as dark kitchens, and there's a couple of different names here. So, here's the question: why are these all the rage? Why is everybody so excited? Well, you should hear what the CEO of Fat Brands has to say. And here's the thing: you don't have to look it up because I'm just going to read it to you. Okay. And Andy Wiederhorn says that franchisees, meaning the people that buy franchise licenses from Fat Brands, are making a couple $1,000s a week in incremental sales. That's extra sales. Okay. So that really adds up. And he says that's another $100,000 or more a year in sales from those virtual brands for those restaurant brands. Sounds enticing, right? Everybody think that sounds enticing? Couple $1,000 a week sounds good, right? Okay. And here's the thing. Okay. Delivery is big. Okay. Revenue in the online food delivery segment is projected to reach $28 million in 2021. Okay. Delivery is growing. It is not showing any signs of stopping. Okay. Additionally, revenue is expected to show an annual growth rate of 4.3%, 4.3, okay, resulting in a projected market volume of 32 million. I'm bad with math in 2024, but does that sound like a lot of money to you? It sounds like a lot of money to me. Okay. Now the last thing is that the market's largest segment is restaurant to consumer. Yeah. Andrew is saying new car money. It does sound like new car money. I think I'm going to buy a new car maybe next week. Anyway, the market's largest segment is restaurant to consumer delivery, and a projected market value of 16 million this year. Okay. Here's the thing. Thankfully, this is growing in the right way, which is to say that people are ordering via third-party apps instead of ordering from the restaurants, right? So this means it's a green patch of land for you, okay? Now, the number of eateries that are using these concepts that have ghost kitchens and virtual brands grew from 15% pre-pandemic to 51% in May, okay? This growth, it is being powered by virtual brands. So look, it stands to reason, right? If you have more than one digital storefront, you can capture more share of stomach. So if I'm ordering from your wing concept today and your salad concept tomorrow, like the ability for you to capture more, right? So here's more on this, okay? Based on the success of companies like Brinker International, I'm sure everybody knows who that is, with it, which expects it's just wings concept, that is the one that's owned by Chili's, okay? To generate $150 million in annual sales. That's a lot of cash, okay? They have seen from their virtual brand concepts, and they are predicting here that major chains will continue to experiment with online offering only, meaning restaurants are seeing success and more restaurants are going to try to model that success. Now, everybody wants one, right? Pop in the chat and say, yes, I want a virtual brand or a ghost kitchen, okay? Do you want one now that you've seen these numbers, okay? It is clear that these things are not going anywhere but up, okay? Soon you will see one on every virtual corner, on every virtual block. You like what I did there? Okay. Okay. However, it is not all rainbows and unicorns. Well, hold on. I guess this is the restaurant biz, so it's not all rainbow bagels and unicorn frappes. Okay. Check out this quote here. While the off-premise market is booming, meaning delivery, right? Especially during this time, no brand can simply start up delivery and takeout and expect it to be a huge and immediate success. Now, if you don't know what Kitchen United is, they basically are a ghost kitchen. They have facilities that you can rent out and use. And so they have the inside track here, okay? And Joy Lai is saying here that, she stated that restaurants need a planned strategy that will allow them to draw in and engage customers while executing off-premise smoothly. What she's saying is just turning on a ghost kitchen or a virtual brand is not going to drive your sales. You have to do the marketing. You have to do the work. You have to drive awareness. So while the opportunity is big and there's a lot of room to grow here still, if you don't do the work, you won't get the juice, okay? Everybody makes sense? Everybody down here? We understand why this is important now? Cool? Very good point here. Andrew is saying even virtual food doesn't market itself, and Brad said he wants a ghost kitchen. Well, I haven't eaten today, so I'm just hungry, all right? Let's go. So this is the thing. This is where the problems start, is that you have to do the marketing, okay? So what happens, okay? Look, I'm sure you can figure out how to cook some food, right? I'm sure you can come up with a name and make a menu of all the stuff, right? You normally do that, right? But what then? How do you drive traffic? How do you get orders? How do you make sure it actually adds to your capacity and not just becomes a black hole for your marketing spend, okay? What happens here is you get 3 pain points, okay? Awareness is hard. I mean, it's hard for your brick and mortar location. It's even harder for driving on your ghost kitchen. Okay. The other thing is what happens. We don't know how to drive in enough traffic for this to make sense. And the last thing is that for sure this happens. I get large brands call me all the time saying the third party is not generating enough orders. We thought by having 2 storefronts we would get more share of stomach, but like it's a drip feed at best. Okay. This stuff is really hard. It's hard, right? Anybody experience any of these problems? If you are having some of these problems, just admit it in the chat. We're all here to help each other. Okay. Stuff's hard. Okay. But you're here today. Okay. And because it is hard. Okay. If you don't have a roadmap, okay, it is hard. It's hard if you don't know where to send the ships. It is hard without someone to at least point you in the right direction. Well, I'm here to tell you it is not hard. Okay. I'm here to give you the roadmap. I'm telling you where to send the ships, and I'm here to point you in the right direction. I'm going to show you some secrets today, okay? If you implement these things into your efforts starting today, I will show you proven tactics that will drive awareness and orders to your virtual brand. Who wants to start today? Jump in the chat and tell me if you're on this webinar. So I assume you're going to start. Amy's going to start today. I love it, Amy. Okay, we're going to start today. Okay, so we're getting 3 secrets. Okay, Andrew says ghostly yes. 3 secrets. Orders are ready at your fingertips, and I'll explain what that means in a second. Deep says he's in. Okay, another secret that there is an army of people willing to help you, not just me. And the last secret is that there is an easy button for local awareness and it works in your sleep. So we ready? Jeff says he's ready. We're all ready here. Cool. All right. I'm excited. This sounds good. These things work and I'm excited for you. So let's rip into it. Okay. You're about to learn quick and easy ways to acquire new customers for your virtual brand. Sounds good, right? It does. Okay. We are going to show you proven tactics that will drive awareness and orders to your virtual brand. We're going to go through each one and I'm going to show you some tips exactly on how to execute. So who's ready for number 1? Let's go. Okay. All right. Number 1, social media. Okay. And I know right now you're already like, yeah, Rev, of course social media is important, right? But this is a new brand and I don't have any followers there yet. I get it. Okay. What are those? Okay. What are those on Luring Places page? Those are followers. Okay. I know. Let me guess. You want to keep the brand separate. Okay. When somebody tells me this, I am not sure why. Okay. Maybe you aren't. Maybe you're not keeping them separate, right? But I would submit that if you have a strong brand with customers that love you, why wouldn't they love the new thing that you're doing? Why wouldn't you want them to check out the new menu that you've released? That doesn't make sense to me. I would leverage my current social media followers to find out about my new brand, okay? Even if you give it a new name or new brand, it's really honestly, let's be honest, it's just a new menu, isn't it? You pull away everything else, it's really just a new menu. Okay, so you should be leveraging your current social media followers to follow your new brand and check out your brand. Now, I'm not picking on Luring here, place, because that first picture in that is about their virtual brand. Okay, so they're doing the right thing. I can tell you for sure that if one of my restaurants, one of my clients launched a virtual brand, I would be excited about it. In fact, okay, and if a restaurant I love launched a virtual brand, I could guarantee I would be excited about it. In fact, the minute that I heard 5 Napkin Burger was launching a hot wing concept called Wings by Chef Picky, I was instantly like, I need to eat there right away, okay? And when other 5 Napkin Burger fans found out about them, they wanted to get some of those wings too, okay? In fact, here's the deal. When I went and ate those wings, it felt even cooler. I felt like I was in on a secret, okay? All right? Here is the restaurant. I already love doing this really cool thing. Now give it to me, all right? That is how it felt. So you want to start by marketing your new virtual brand to your current guests because they will love it, okay? Brad says, let's go, all right? That's it, okay? That's number 1. Okay, now we are talking about your current customers and promoting to them. How else can you do that? How else can we cross-sell our new virtual brand to our current customers, okay? Well, if you're going to promote on social, you should email them too. And you're like, Rev, I already read that on the slide. I know, that's how I build these things. Okay. Now, what would be a really good way to get their attention with email? How can you convert somebody who already loves your restaurant to check out your virtual brand through an email? Okay. How about a promotion? Okay. How about a sign-up reward? Give them a free item. Give them free delivery. Give them a discount on their first order. Incentivize them. Okay. You can incentivize them the same way you would in trying to get somebody who would normally order from third party to order direct with a sign-up reward. And you can see this one here that says, join our email list and get this and this and this and 10% off your next order. So if you're going to email introduce your new virtual kitchen, right? your new virtual brand to your current guests, give them an incentive. Don't just assume that they love you. You should, but push them over the edge. Check it out today. Here's 10% off your order, okay? There you go. Alan, I'm seeing the question, and if you have questions, pop them into the Q&A, guys. We'll get to Q&A at the end, okay? All right, now you got 3 ways. You're going to leverage your current social media. You're going to leverage your email database. What is another quick and easy way to acquire new customers for this virtual brand? Okay, let's continue to talk specifically about your email list, okay? You know what would be another way to leverage that same asset to help you drive awareness for your virtual brand? Okay, now that we're promoting on social media and we're emailing guests, how else could we make finding other people just like your current guests who would like your brand? You do that with lookalike Facebook audiences. Who knows what a lookalike audience is? There's 40 people on here. Somebody here knows what a lookalike audience is. You can go in the chat and say me and prove that you're smarter than me. That's not hard, by the way. Deep knows. Eric says Eric definitely knows. Alan says yes. JJ says no idea. JJ, we got you. Don't worry, buddy. Jamie says he knows. Awesome. Okay. All right. How does a lookalike audience work? Okay. It's actually really easy, and that's the cool part. You essentially download all the emails in your database, and then you upload them into Facebook Ads Manager and you select lookalike audience. That's that simple, okay? You download all of the contact data for your current guests, people who already love you, okay? David said he doesn't know, but you're going to know now, David. So download your customer database and upload it into Facebook Ads Manager, and you select lookalike audience, okay? What happens then is you can also put parameters around that audience, like geography, right? Because you might have some people in your database who are from another a state, or people that moved, and you only want to use this locally, right? So you can add those parameters to your audience, okay? You can also tell Facebook exactly how close you want them to look like your current guests. So if you select 1% lookalike, it's a pretty close match, okay? You could do 2% or 3%, but you get the idea, okay? What happens when you upload all these emails into Facebook and you put those parameters around it, okay, Facebook looks at those emails and it quickly learns things about those people and matches that with your additional parameters, and it builds an audience. So you're taking your guests, people who already love you, who've already had a transaction, who already think your food is fantastic, who've already connected with you on social media, who've already left a review, who already drive your revenue. And you say, Facebook, find me people that are just like these people. And that is what a lookalike audience is, okay? What you can do then is you can send ads just to those people. So let's say there's me and I've eaten from your brand. You're going to go find other people whose habits are just like Rev, and you're going to send an ad right to that person that says, check out my burgers or pizza or, salads or whatever, okay? You can send ads directly to people who look just like your best customers. Now, the chance of them clicking on that ad and placing an order with you might be pretty high because they're basically a mirror image of your customer database. Does that sound easy? All right. JJ and David and everybody else that didn't know what a lookalike audience was 3 minutes ago, do you feel like you'll know what a lookalike audience is now? It is taking your database and asking Facebook to find other people who look just like your customers and then sending ads to them. That is a really quick and easy way to find people who will probably like your virtual brand because they already like you. Make sense? Does that sound good? This is where you pop into the chat and say, yeah, Rev, sounds good. Awesome. JJ, all right, JJ, we turned it around. David says, I need you over my shoulder when I'm trying this out. David, I'm available for one-to-one consulting. We can talk about that later, but this is here to help you, okay? And we'll show you some other ways to get into it. All right, who's ready for the next one? Are we ready for number 4? Cool. Okay. While you're promoting your virtual brand on your social media profiles, right? You're emailing your current guests. You're finding lookalike audiences through Facebook and Instagram Ads Manager. What else would be good and is also easy? Automating your awareness locally. Okay. Here's the deal. And I know you're feeling me here. Posting to social media takes a lot of time. You have to think of what to post. You have to get the right photo. You got to edit the right video. Then you have to think of a funny or interesting caption. You got to pick out some hashtags and you post. I don't know how long that takes you, but my whole process is probably an hour and I'm pretty fast. Okay. It's a lot of time. But then what? You also have to engage with your followers. It's a lot of work. All that work you're doing in your organic social media is a lot of work. Okay. That is also why a lot of restaurants don't do it. And if they do it, they do a poor job. Okay. Okay, because it is hard. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. And even when you've done all that stuff I just talked about, it still takes a lot of time to build a local audience. Who feels like it's hard to build a local audience? Like it's a lot of work. Like all that Instagram and Facebook activity, you wish your engagement and following could grow faster. Who wishes for that? Okay. It means that all that effort, here's the thing, all that stuff, okay, it's actually not really good at gaining awareness from new guests, right? It's good for retention. Why is that? Because people don't really follow a restaurant on Instagram or Facebook unless they've eaten there or intend to eat there, right? So social media is really good for retention. And what we're talking about today is driving awareness. So, how do you automate awareness with social media? Okay. How do you connect to people that live or work near you? How do you get them to find you when they're scrolling through Instagram? Okay. You do it with Facebook and Instagram ads. Okay. Now, here's the thing when you're going to do Facebook and Instagram ads, which are cheap and great and they work, Facebook Ads Manager is a whole other level of difficulty. Okay. Who feels that Facebook Ads Manager is difficulty? I know David does. He just said it is. Okay. I use Facebook Ads Manager and I think it is difficult, right? David is saying, oh, yeah, JJ's on board. It's hard. Okay. But it works and it's good, but it adds a whole other level of difficulty. So, how do we automate it? How do we make it easier? What the heck am I talking about here? Okay. If you want to gain local awareness, use Instagram and Facebook advertising. It is an affordable way to have your content flying around Instagram and popping up on the feeds of people that live or work near your stores and are interested in the food you serve. Okay. And for no joke, pennies an impression. You can have ads that work to discover how people discover your restaurant. And if you don't want to learn how to do ads and you don't want to learn that other language of Facebook Ads Manager, if you don't want to take the time to manage your ads account and you don't want to shell out the big bucks for a big agency, you just want to automate your awareness with Facebook and Instagram ads, how do you do it? Okay, now you guys know I like technology. I said that in the intro, I say it all the time. I consider myself a tech evangelist, and when I know tech will help you go smarter, work faster, and achieve more results, I'm going to suggest you use it. Okay, I want you to check out Targetable. It is incredible, and I mean that. Okay, Targetable makes the headache of Instagram ads and Facebook Ads Manager really easy, and it is really affordable. Okay, it creates the ads for you from your existing content that you worked really hard to create. All you have to do is go in and tweak the audience a little or the time that you want to send. Maybe you don't want your ads running on a Friday night because you're already busy, or maybe you want to optimize for clicks instead of impressions to get more online ordering. And you can do that in Targetable. You just sort of like click around and turn it on. It takes a couple of minutes. Okay. You can't do those things when you promote a post on Instagram. Who's gone on Instagram and hit the little blue post button? Well, here's the thing. It's actually a really expensive way to do ads. It's easy. Sure, it's easy, but you don't get the same level of targeting. You don't get the same options. You don't get the same calls to action. And it actually is, it will cost you more money. And I will show you if you guys want afterwards. I ran 2 ads this week to advertise the pizza ebook I put out this week. And I did a boosted post just to see what would happen. And I did an ads, and the difference in performance is unbelievable. Okay, if you want to get it cheap and easy, use something like Targetable. I know lots of restaurants like Alan here, who if you go in the chat, you'll see how excited Alan is about Targetable. Okay, they only need 15 or 20 minutes a week to manage their awareness. Okay, and using Targetable, they're only spending like $10 a day. That's nothing. That's less than you pay, somebody to wash your dishes in an hour. That's less than the amount of toilet paper you go through in a day. Okay. If you want to automate your local awareness marketing through Instagram and Facebook so you can focus on other things, use Targetable. And if you want an introduction to somebody at Targetable, you could just ask me because I'm happy to make that happen, right? So you can learn how this works and be excited like Alan, okay? Now, true story, Targetable is custom built for restaurants, but I've even used it on my own ads, okay? They generate the ads with your content, your data, your goals, and you just go in and tweak them, and it is really easy. And if you want the easy button to grow a local following and gain awareness, this is the easy button, okay? That's 4. I said we got 5. Okay, we're promoting your guests on social media. We are emailing them. We turn your email list to a lookalike audience. You're automating your local awareness with Targetable. How else can we help you easily acquire new customers for your virtual brand? Influencer marketing, okay? There are people that live or work near your store and who have an audience of people who listen to them and their recommendations, okay? They get seen as a trusted source, okay? These people, they can let those people that follow them know about your restaurant and your virtual brand by the simple act of sharing to their social media profile, right? And you will get awareness really quickly from other people, okay? Many influencers will come in and try your food and share on social purely in exchange for a free meal. Who on here has worked with influencers? Who's had influencers into their restaurant, or who's even had influencers advertise their ghost kitchen or virtual brand? Who, I want to know who's already working with influencers, okay? Here's the thing. Alan says yes, sir. And Alan might also be referring to me because I for sure posted about AJ Burgers. Amy's on board doing it. Deep is doing it. That's on board. I'm assuming that most of you have probably tried working with influencers, okay? But here's the thing. Influencers does not just mean people like my buddy Eileen here or me, okay? People that are posting food all the time, okay? This is the key one. Anyone that has a platform or audience is an influencer. So the fire chief, people trust him, right? Okay. The mayor, she probably speaks to a lot of people in your town. How about the principal of your high school or the school teachers? Okay. They have people that listen to them literally all day. Okay. And you know who knows a lot of people? The police force in your town. Okay. They know everyone. Okay. Have you ever had someone come into your restaurant after getting their haircut, right? Getting their nails done while shopping? Okay. The people that work and own those shops talk to people who are hungry every day. Okay. All of these people have influence. Okay. Go out there and make nice with these people. Invite them in for a meal just like you would an influencer. Send them a tray of pasta or cookies to their office or where they work. Just do that and include with that some coupons or some sign up rewards. Get friendly with your community. Okay. Do not think that influencers just means people who share food porn to their Instagram account. Find community local influencers. These people might even have better and more immediate influence. Okay. All of these people order food, right? Okay. And oftentimes they order them also for large groups. How many teachers have to feed a whole class? How many fire chief are like, listen, guys, we're just ordering in tonight. Okay. All of these people order foods and oftentimes to large groups. So I want you to take influencer marketing out of just local influencers and remember that you have community influence. So guys, now you know some proven tactics that will drive awareness for your virtual brand. There's no more guesswork, okay? There's no more wondering what to do. There's no more waiting for word of mouth to kick in or for third party to start drip feeding you new customers, okay? You can leverage your current social media, okay? Okay, you can use your email database and email your customers and get them a sign-up reward. You can create a lookalike audience on Facebook. Guys, you can do all of this literally today. You can automate your awareness with the easy button called Targetable. It takes a day to set up or less, okay? And you can start reaching out to influencers. You could literally do every single one of these today. Who's going to do one of these things today? Who's going to do one of these things today? Who sat here for the last 28 minutes listening to me bark at you and is like, I'm going to do one of these today. Alan's going to do one of these today. Amy's going to do one of these things today. These guys, these things are intended to be easy. Okay, I'm here to give you the roadmap. Now, I promised you that by the end of the webinar, you would know quick and easy ways to acquire new customers for your virtual brand. I think we got there, right? We got there. You're way more equipped. I'm sure, though, you probably have some questions, okay? Because I go fast. So I want you to go into the Q&A, and you can ask me how to execute any of these tactics. I can already see questions popping in. Go into the Q&A, and I will answer questions, okay? Now, before we get to the Q&A, we have a couple of things to talk about, including the special gift I promised. Okay, as far as the replay of this presentation, because again, I know I went fast, okay? Once we get the video here uploaded, Targetable is going to send you an email so that you can watch it. And if you're watching the replay, this is me talking in the future. Thank you for joining, okay? I want you to be able to review all this material, okay? Sounds good. So pop into the Q&A, give me those questions. Now, before I answer your questions, I have a question for you. So open up the chat because you're going to answer this question. We just spent 30 minutes together. I think it was a good experience. We had a lot of fun. I taught you a bunch of cool concepts. I gave you some tactics. And I know we went super fast and I threw a whole bunch at you. I did promise that you would learn how to acquire new customers for your virtual brand. Now, I know a way to make this much easier, okay? And you kind of already know what it is, but I want to ask your permission, okay? Are you okay if I take a minute to go deep on something that would make this a lot easier? This is where you open the chat and say, yes, Rev, you have my permission. Amy says sure. JJ says yes. Jeffrey says he's in. Alan is saying, David is just saying go. Brad wants me to bring it. Andrew says go deep. Okay, I don't like to assume that I have permission, right? So I always like to ask Brandon and Jamie. All right, cool. Okay, as always, you know I believe in tech that can accelerate your business, and that is why I talk about the ones that work, okay? you guys should check out Targetable. It will make your Instagram awareness efforts really easy, especially after you've worked so hard to create incredible content. Okay. I've seen a lot of restaurants have success with this. They turn it on, it takes a few minutes a week to manage, and voila, you have ads targeting locals all the time and bringing them right into your online ordering. So here's what I want to do. Okay. Let's just launch a poll here. Okay. Here's what I want to ask you guys. Do you want to learn more about Targetable? Okay. There are 4 answers you can give here. You can say yes. Automate my Instagram and Facebook awareness now. You could say, I'll take the slow road. You could say, like Alan, I already use Targetable. Or you can say that you have an expensive agency. If you have an expensive agency, it's because you have complicated needs, and that's a great solution. And if you're already using Targetable, great. Then you already know how valuable it is. You can pop into the chat and tell everybody how awesome it is. If you're like, I'm just not interested in automating my local awareness right now, you could say, I'm going to take the slow road. Or if you're like, listen, Rev, I want to go fast. I want more orders. I want to make this easy. I'm super busy. I have 100 things to worry about. Can you please make it easy for me? You could say, yes, I would like to learn more about Targetable. Okay. Here's the deal. I'm going to sit here for a couple seconds and wait for everybody to respond because you guys are action takers. Okay. I know that you joined this webinar today because you are looking at ways to improve your business quickly and that you want to get orders quickly. You wouldn't have signed up for this if you were getting a ton of orders for your virtual brand. You signed up for this webinar today because you want to get a ton now. Okay. I'm telling you, this is the easy way to get more followers locally, to reach people who already will probably like your food that live or work within a 1 to 3 mile radius around where you are. Okay. So the question is, do you simply want to learn more about Targetable? Would you just like to know what it does and how it works? And you can answer, yeah, Rev, I would like to automate my Instagram awareness. Let's learn some more. You could say, maybe not right now. I'm going to take this the slow way. You could say you already use Targetable. A couple of people have already said that. Thank you. Or you could say, hey, I got like a really, really expensive agency and that works for you. That does work for a lot of people. Okay. Alan says he loves his Targetable rep and he follow-ups and cares. Julie says she is definitely interested. David said he wants to learn. Andrew's down here to learn. Cool. Well, guys, guess what? I have a little surprise. Okay. Because you attended this webinar and because you have stayed till the end and because you're a winner, because you are here to play your A game. Okay. I got Targetable to agree to give you 1/3 off your first month. Okay. That is right. And here's the thing. If you do decide, if you have a phone call with them and you're like, this is interesting, I want to learn more, and you move forward, they have month-to-month contracts. So 30 days later, it doesn't work for you, which I don't see how that would happen. You could be like, no, thanks. But if you say yes today, you're going to get 1/3 off your first month, right? All you have to do is say you're interested. I'm going to get you in touch with somebody at Targetable. They'll answer all of your questions. And if it makes sense for you to move forward, you will, and you will automate your local awareness. Okay. So I'm going to ask one more time here. Okay. Do you want to learn more about Targetable? Do you want to figure out how to make an easy button that helps you attract local guests? Okay. You can say yes. I want to automate my awareness, make this easy on me, Rev. I don't want to have to sit around and think about this. I want this to just work. You could say, I'll take the slow road. Maybe your ghost kitchen virtual brand's not up yet and you're not ready today. I get that. That makes sense, right? Maybe your virtual brand or ghost kitchen is really popular and you don't need it. That doesn't make sense, but maybe. I can see that 18% of you already use Targetable. That's pretty incredible. I'm psyched that basically 1/5 of the people here are using Targetable. Or you can say you have an expensive agency. All right, guys. I'm giving you one last second to jump in here and say you are interested in learning more or not before we get into the Q&A and special gift. Let me get a sip of water here. All right, so we're going to pull the poll down. Thank you guys for participating. Does anybody want to guess what is the number one answer? And if you look in the chat, you can see everybody else saying yes. Number one answer, okay? 2 out of 3 people on this webinar said yes, I want to learn more. And 18% said they already use Targetable. And we have a couple of people using expensive agencies. So guys, thank you. I'm grateful for that. I will get you in touch with somebody at Targetable and they'll answer any questions you have, okay? Now, about the gift I promised you. You stayed till the end, so here we go. You are going to get a brand new ebook from Targetable called Have You Started a Virtual Brand? Have you started a virtual brand for your restaurant? Okay. This is going to show you a couple of things in addition to what we talked about today. This is going to show you how to use your existing assets. So in addition to what we taught some more, You're also going to get easy ways to manage all of your brands. So if you have your regular brand, your brick and mortar location, and your virtual brand and the Ghost Kitchen brand and others, you're going to learn how to manage all of them. Okay. And you're also going to get some best practices for virtual brands. So you get everything we talked about today, plus everything that's in here. Guys, I'm a giver. I love to give, and I'm grateful for Targetable for being a part of this. So once the recording of this webinar has been edited and uploaded, Targetable is going to send you an email. You'll get a link to review and you'll also get a link to downloads. Does this sound awesome? Does this sound good? All right. We're going to get into Q&A. So again, pop into the Q&A. I see some questions in there. If you have questions, answer it. Okay. Now, before I do that, one last thing. If you like this webinar and you want to take it to the next level, I want you to join me in 2 weeks, February 25th, for a webinar that I promise you're going to love. Facebook and Instagram ads, tips, and tricks and tools to get more direct online orders. So we're going to take what we learned today and go super deep. Okay, because we know that Facebook and Instagram ads are a great way to gain local awareness for your restaurants, right? The target is intense, it is low cost, and they make it very appealing. Okay, awareness is great, but the key is to drive more orders directly into our online ordering system. Okay, and the more specific your needs get, the more complicated Facebook and Instagram ads become, which leaves you asking questions like, I don't know, Rev, what kind of ads work? How should I target? Who should I target? When is the right time to send an ad? How do you make Ads Manager easier to use? Okay, join me here in 2 weeks and I will show you all of those things. You just go to bit.ly/direct orders and we'll go deep. Now, thank you. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. Thank you, Kumar. Thank you, David. I appreciate it. Now, we're going to rip into Q&A. So if you have not put your question in here yet or one comes up, pop it into Q&A and we will answer these. Okay, Alan says, I was told third-party require a minimum amount of items. Is that negotiable? Meaning like your menu size? I don't know the answer to that question, but if somebody here does, pop that in and let us know. I would assume that they're happy to take anything, but I don't know, Alan. We can ask and find out. If anybody else knows, does third-party require a minimum amount of items, and is that negotiable? If it's not, I would just offer like water, soda, juice, brownies, cookies, things that are easy. Okay, Amy is asking, Amy, and thank you for being so active today. Do you think it is smart to promote the fact that you're a ghost kitchen on social? Yeah, that's what my point number one was. If you already have people that love your brand and they love your restaurant and they love your food, why wouldn't they love that you're doing something cool? And you're saying, listen, a ghost kitchen, again, that's a facility. That's not a virtual brand. You're saying, guys, we found a really easy way to bring our concept near you. We rented a kitchen space and now we have a ghost kitchen. Where's the harm in that? Listen, I think people want to know what's behind the brand. You would tell them maybe where you source your food. You might tell them how you make your tomato sauce. Like, why not just tell them how you were able to bring it to their town? Hey, I think that shows that you're a really smart entrepreneur and that you were just looking to make people happy. So yeah, I would absolutely promote it. Absolutely. David, Amy, you're running out of your own restaurants. Then it is a virtual brand, not a ghost kitchen. Yes, I would absolutely share it. That was my point of number one and number two is leverage your own customers. Okay, David wants to know, how do you choose a post to promote? One I'm proud of or one that caught traction? Oh, so I'm assuming you're talking about how do you turn it into an ad? David, that is a great question. So there's a couple of things. For sure, you're going to have campaigns you're running. Maybe you're launching something new or you have a new item. They would tell you that it's better to double down on things that are going well, not things that are going poor. So it is considered a mistake to go put advertising on a post that didn't perform. People didn't react to it and people didn't like it. So whatever hunch you had there that made you promote it, it didn't resonate with your audience or prospective audience. So you don't want to throw good money at bad, or what have I've been told? Don't cast your pearls before swine. So yeah, you're gonna want to make sure that you, if you're doing an ad, that you know it performed and you know it got traction. You want to throw good money at good. Okay, so that's a great question. All right, Joe is asking a question here. How will Apple's iOS 14 release impact the ability to target and track advertising to iPhone users? Joe, that is an excellent question that I do not have an answer for. That's actually an excellent question. So I think me and the Targetable team need to look into that and see if we have answers. And if there is anybody from the Targetable team here that knows that answer, pop it into the chat. And if not, we're going to have to look into it. But Joe, that's a great question. Thank you. Maybe we need to do a webinar about that. All right. And Alan is saying that, oh, third party wanted 15 items from you. Okay, so I guess the answer is you have to do 15 items. But if you're like, I don't have 15 items, maybe different sizes or portions. You could do small, medium, and large. Maybe you could add a soda or a water or cookies or, stickers or some other item. I don't really know. That is not my area of expertise, but if they tell you it's 15, it must be 15. All right. Answer live. Alan is now asking, how to keep guests calm when they want to add items for our regular menu on the virtual menu. I know Rev, and he said I could get a burger at the virtual pizza site. I don't think I said that, but if I did, I'm sorry. I have a buddy named Rodrigo who has a Rodizio in Massachusetts, and he actually solved this by putting all of his 6 ghost kitchens, yes, he has, or 6 virtual brands on one website where you can order from each. You can just select into the bucket. But if they are separate, and there's no real way to do that. So how do you keep them calm? Apologize, give them 10% off their next order, and throw a free brownie in the bag. But that is fun. That is a great question. All right, what is Eric saying here? It will be based on conversions and pixels, and you will need to update the pixel to aggregated event measurements. It will only be on phones, so maybe great target. Oh, okay. This is about the iOS 14. So he's saying it will be based on conversions and pixels, and you will need to update the pixel to aggregated event measurements. Okay, so what Eric is saying here, if I get this right, is that if you have the pixel installed, there's an update that needs to happen. It will only be on phones, so maybe target desktop instead. Okay, so what he's saying is that is only going to happen here. So you can still target people on desktop. So when people are on their computer, you can still target ads. That's awesome, Eric. Maybe we need to get you on another webinar and talking about this stuff. All right, guys, we have been going now for 42 minutes. I told you we'd be here for 30 or 35. There's a whole bunch of you that stayed on to the end. Amy and Alan and AK and Brandon and Brian and Chris and Dan and Daryl and David and Eric and Jamie and Jared and, wow, Jeremy Lattice. What's up, buddy? JJ, Joe's on here. Kevin Lloyd. Hi, Lloyd. Martin, Mike, Patswami, Kumar, Rodrigo. We were just talking about you, buddy. There you go. I'm glad you're on here. We're talking about your ghost kitchens. We'll see you later, buddy. Ryan is on here. Shelly's on here. Guys, I hope this was super helpful. If you have no more questions, I'm going to close down the webinar. And if you said you want to learn more about Targetable, we will get you in touch with somebody today, and you can ask all the questions. And the webinar replay is coming to you. If you're watching the replay and you didn't get to participate in the poll, just reply to one of the many emails we've sent you, and we will get you in front of somebody we can ask questions to. And guys, other than that, I appreciate you so much. Make it a great, tasty day.
Advertise smarter with Targetable.